Today is a special episode. All TMNT power, take it away. Welcome back to Tambay TV. Today we have a very special episode. We're talking all about the heroes in a half shell and they're green. I am Pael Fajardo. I will be the host of this shindig, and back with me on the Tambay couch is
Jong Dizon.
Howdy! Howdy! Balita, bro.
It's been a good last couple of days.
Yeah.
We of course went to Comic Con.
Comic Con, yeah.
With a K, with two Ks.
We'll talk about that in another episode.
Yeah.
But then it was an amazing one. We skipped last week. Jones was particularly busy. Si Jones nga pala, congratulate this guy. He's gonna be a daddy-o
Woo!
in a couple of months. Howdy! Hello to Judy, and good note to you. So, bro, let's get into the mood. Let's talk about Ninja Turtles, pare. Before coming into the episode, I let Jones watch a little bit of history about the Ninja Turtles, and I'm surprised, Jones, na you were not familiar of the black and white Mirage comic book appearance.
Yes,
First appearance of
for
the Ninja
everyone to
Turtles.
hear, I was not, no? But essentially when it came out, and I was telling Brother Fudge earlier, I don't think I'm any less of a fanboy, really.
Yeah, definitely. Kasi as we learned, diba, the initial run
Yeah.
was just 3,500 copies
Yep, yeah.
in magazine format. Well, before we get into that magazine, let's talk a little bit of history before we throw history and memories at each other. Let's go into a brief history about the Turtles. The Turtles is a creator-owned. It's created by
Eastman.
Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird.
Yeah.
Yon, very good. Thanks. Buti sinalo mo ako doon ng mabilis, bro. To anyone listening, we're having some iced tea. Drink with us.
Iced tea,
Or if you're in traffic, stuck in traffic, which is the best way to be consuming this media, well, kami na lang mag-iinom para sa inyo.
Ng iced tea.
Diba? Ng iced tea. So, Peter Laird and Kevin Eastman. Itong dalawang magkaibigan na to, they came up. It was a product of the times,
Yeah.
80s. It was even said na the Ninja Turtles are a product of the comics and the society around them. It's relaxed
Yes,
atmosphere,
yeah.
80s, post Vietnam War, everyone's crazy.
Entertainment industry was booming. That's why the 80s was the golden era for a lot of things.
A lot of things, yeah, which we were privileged enough to be born around that. Well, si Jones. Ang tanda na talaga ni Jones. So, these are two guys inspired by the Dark Knight. Actually, kasi diba 80s Dark Knight. So, inspired by the Dark Knight, these two guys come up with kaya sila vigilante. Doon nila nakuha yung the vigilante aspect of the Turtles. That's where they got it. So, initially, they co-founded Mirage Comics just to be able to as the banner for their first out of the gate creative, one night brainstorm child of the Ninja Turtles. And then yun nga, and as we spoke about it kanina, 3,500 copies for only 3,500.
How much is one of those running for now?
Ngayon, alam ko ang pinaka poorly conditioned is like $1,000 plus dollars.
Wow.
Kahit na poorly. Kasi it's not the kind, it was printed on, did you know that they were essentially, I don't know if I've never held one, but I've held mga copies na. Yung mga reprints na.
Yeah.
Iba na, mas maganda na yung paper. But it's original run, I'm not sure how subpar the quality
Start siya ng
was.
franchise eh.
Oh,
Diba?
well, we'll get to the franchise. We're not getting there yet. So it's a brainchild of these two people. Tapos, and then they print initially 3,500 copies,
Yeah.
which they sent to display at their cons or whatnot. But ang pinaka for me, one of the crucial things they did was that they gave media press kits. So
Yes.
it would contain a comic book, their artwork, a little bit of the backstory outside the comic book. It had like a whole. It was a media package.
Yeah.
I don't know how it looked like, but whatever you can send the media. The point of the story is whatever you can send the media, do send it. And you pack it. It's packaging goes a long way.
Yeah, you have like the first impression to
Oh, na parang
really make it.
sino to mga gago na to? So eventually, they get picked up by Playmates and sino isa?
MWS or something, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, 3 names eh. Yeah. Parang SKG.
Basta they get picked up for a TV show. Tapos from there, merchandising. Playmates was the one
Yes,
who
yeah.
approached them. Na I was pointing out to John sa kanya when we were watching it, na ang layo nung itsura nung laruan
Yeah.
dun sa cartoon because this was a time when they weren't the same
Yeah.
company, but in our minds it was just all Ninja Turtles. As
Yeah.
fans, we wrote it as like, whoa, it's just the Ninja Turtles.
And at the time of the mid 80s, it was still cartoons as a means of selling toys. Diba?
Yeah, you brought up kanina
Yeah.
the point of the Transformers also. What up, best franchise? Hindi naman best, pero one of the most favorite franchises.
Sa akin best.
Talaga?
Yes.
Ako TMNT. Well, anyway, that's a story for another time. Pero getting into it, di ba, even that was what, 70s, mga Japanese toys pa ang pumapasok
Yeah.
sa States. That's why we got our Robotex, our Transformers. These are actually
Voltron.
Japan-made toys
Yeah.
na pinapasok sa
Tonka
US.
trucks.
Yeah. Na eventually umaabot sa atin dito sa Pilipinas. And then Playmates, I think it sila, if I'm not mistaken, it's all American, di ba?
I'm also not sure.
Yeah, but that's what. Anyway, the point of the matter is, they packaged it well, and then it was all mediated up, made some changes. Excuse me, less violent and whatnot, and we have the '80s cartoons, which was
Yes.
actually. I'd like to say my first, but then I remember before seeing the cartoon palang, kasi remember, this was in the 80s na ang cartoons 1 year late
Yes.
sa Pilipinas. 1 or 2 years late
2 years
sa atin
late
lumalabas,
pa,
di ba?
yeah.
Yung first season, they're on their third season in the States. Sa atin,
Oo.
parating pa lang.
Yep.
But so, this was the time when yung mga laruan, maaga kasi mas malapit tayo
Yeah.
sa China. So we'd
Yeah.
get the toys. We haven't seen the cartoon. We
Yeah.
know there's a freaking cartoon,
Yeah.
but we've never seen it. So it was around the same time that I got to see a copy of the black and white comic.
Nice.
So palabas na rin siya sa Pilipinas. Kumbaga lumabas na siya sa States, but it was, I'd like to say what, 90? 91?
Yeah,
Thereabouts, nung lumabas siya.
A bit of history lesson lang.
Oh.
A couple of
That's what we're here for, Chons.
a couple of podcasts ago, you mentioned that nasa top 3 mo, excluding G.I. Joe and Transformers because of magnitude. Wala siya sa top 3 ko. But remember yung walk ko palabas outside of your house?
Yeah.
I commented that we actually should have included that sa Big 3.
Big 3, yes.
Yeah.
Because the decade, technically, the 80s, diba, is the time of the Turtles. Kasi Transformers was big. Well, sa bagay,
84, 85 yung first 2 seasons.
Early 80s.
Yeah. Pero sa atin, di ba?
Mabigat siya talaga.
Yeah. Again, if it's 2 years late, di ba? We grew up a bit already at the time, so it hit us head on.
Yep. Yun, just so to our younger listeners, appreciate the world right now where
Yes.
shows like The Walking Dead can be enjoyed live. You can watch it.
Yeah.
We're live simulcast with the
Yeah.
States to avoid, kasi ngayon, you can pirate it,
Yeah.
you can download it, however you consume your media.
Remember what channel that is? Yung term nila is parallel play with the US.
Oh,
That Jack TV.
Yeah. I was so surprised. It started happening like what, 4 years ago? Lang ba?
Maybe even
More
further back.
I don't even know. But the fact is, ganun na. Pero there was a time, pare, Turtles late na yun, pare.
Yep.
We'll get it. I remember the Turtles though, medyo maaga tayo nun. As in, the year after, we got it already.
Yeah.
So that speaks volumes also about their yung promotion nila sa sarili nila na okay, sino sa China, sa Asia ang wala pa? Ayun, Pilipinas.
Yeah.
You know, plus ang galing. So
marketing geniuses
yeah, so in all the history of the Turtles started at with the brains of like two amazing guys na us as aspiring comic book writers and artists ourselves, me and Jones, we identify highly with these two guys.
Yeah.
And I'm happy. I was happy to have made you watch that kanina, pare.
Yeah.
So in retrospect naman, pare, now that we got the history of the Turtles down, bago tayo tumuloy,
yeah,
I just have to ask, sino ang favorite turtle mo?
First one that made the immediate impact, I think for a lot of
Favorite, hindi immediate, whatever. Sa bagay.
Hindi, kasama yun eh, when you're a kid eh. All that hype. Michelangelo, definitely.
Talaga?
Michelangelo. Let me guess sa'yo, Raphael. I think that yours would be Raphael?
Actually, bro, Donnie. No, of course, my namesake. And I was happy when I was reviewing for this episode. I was so happy kasi the four turtles are brothers, diba? Technically, magkakapatid sila. Or it depends on the iteration. But in the original one, si Raph ang third kid. Lalong feel ko kasi I'm the third of four kids, man. So, no, plus, I've always identified with Raph.
Yeah.
Because, one, siya yung pinaka-badass, let's face it. Even in if you remember we'll get into that later. Basta, lamang siya kay Leo pagdating sa upakan. It's just that Leo is the older one.
Yeah, and he has short size. So.
Pero ikaw, going back to Michelangelo, I will make you read this. I look for a copy, or look for it on your own because you really, really have to see the black and white.
Yeah.
Alam mo, for me, seeing it as a kid, the initial appeal was not the Jim Lee na, wow, I want to be this guy someday. I want to be able to draw this amazingly someday. Or if you're a Claremont fan, I want to be able to write a story this deep someday.
Yeah.
The appeal of Ninja Turtles on the extreme of that, on the extreme opposite spectrum of that is, pag makita mo yung art, one, black and white. Two, ballpen lang halos ang pinandrawing. So, it's something, when you look at it, ang dating is, I could do something like this. I could draw something.
Well, that's always cool. Yeah.
Diba?
The indie spirit.
Yeah. Ramdam mo yung indie spirit niya. Na talagang yung indie feel niya. Kasi naramdam mo na it's something you can draw on a bond paper and then print out. And if I'm not mistaken, yung una yung labas was bigger than the normal format. Or basta hindi siya normal. Hindi siya yung
usual
the way
comic
we see,
book. Ano?
Yeah,
I don't know the specs.
Ako rin eh. Not that. Basta yun. Hindi yun. Hindi ganon. Yung ganon sukat, hindi ganon. So that was one of its appeals, diba, pare? So, and si Michelangelo dun, the reason why I mentioned that is, he wasn't the jokey, nothing was jokey about it. That's why it's, I guess it's also one of the lines where you draw, if you like Michelangelo, it's a good, sa cartoons kasi, siya yung bida. Or siya yung more or less, siya yung people who would identify with easier rather than actually,
here's the cool thing though. It wasn't pushed that way at the start. Organically siya nangyari. Diba? The fan base, the massive fan base for this fun-loving guy was because people were drawn to him, not because he was like put up front.
Meron akong analogy na isip ngayon lang. Parang Chandler tsaka Joey ng Friends.
Yeah.
Diba? Noong una, si Chandler yung parang dapat talagang sisikat na centerpiece na nakakatawa. But at the end of the day, it was always Joey stealing the show. I don't know.
Yeah. Same with Ross, diba? I mean, naging flat out regarded na Jennifer Aniston is the main girl, diba? The Rachel nga yung tawag sa haircut. And then, ang kapagas niya is this goofy, geeky guy. Diba? And then, there'd always be Joey. Quirky Joey.
Yeah. Balik tayo ulit sa Turtles. Wala lang. Just a little aside, and for those of you who also grew up partially in the 90s, you would get that little snippet about
I'll be there for
Friends.
you. Yeah.
For you.
Naalala mo sino gumawa nun, diba?
Shit, nga. Wait.
May similarity siya sa Turtles, ang gumawa nun.
Talaga?
Oo.
Sino?
The Rembrandts.
Ano connection nila sa Turtles? Dahil artist din siya. Okay. Since ikaw nag-open up niyan, ikaw ngayon na magpapaliwanag. Bakit? Ano kinalaman ng Rembrandts sa Turtles?
What?
Hindi.
Exactly that.
Exactly that. Explain
the names.
their names.
Yeah.
The significance of their names.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I'm asking. Tell them bakit yung apat na yun? Ano yung significance ng names nila?
I do not know.
Artists, di ba?
Yeah, artists. Yeah.
Oh, yun na.
There you go.
Sinira mo naman yung pitch eh. The four turtles are named after Renaissance painters.
Yeah.
Yun. Raphael de Botticelli, syempre I forget, Michelangelo.
Ano yun? Di ba the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel?
Yes, that's his.
Oh my God, I'm good. I'm happy I got that right. Kakahiya.
Sinimulan mo na Rembrandt sa Renaissance. Tapos,
Yung Donatello,
Donatello,
di ba sculptor siya?
painter din.
Yeah.
Sculptor. Lahat naman sila sculptor
Pero
painter.
sa kanya ba ang Venus de Milo?
I
don't know.
Hindi ko din alam. Parang
I apologize to
ang sarap.
anyone that's offended.
Sarap Basta alam ko, Raphael is School of Athens.
Yeah.
Since ikaw rocker ka, alam mo naman anong significance ng School of Athens sa music.
Oo naman.
Oo, ano?
Siyempre, Athens created metal.
Babulahin mo na ako eh. Bibigyan kita ng clue. Ginamit siyang cover noong 90s na itong banda na to. Bibigyan kita ng further clue pa. Pag binaliktad mo daw yung cover nila, may makikita ka mukha ng demonyo.
Oh, okay. Use your illusion.
Yun.
Alright.
That's the School of Athens.
Okay,
Yung
cool.
a part of School of Athens.
Alright.
So,
Nice.
it was, the painting is, Nax, because I paint too. Check out my art. Self-plug ang pangit ng putang inang segue. Anyway, it was one of the earlier paintings, Renaissance paintings that it implied a lot of, Yossi? A lot of perspective. Ang kwento nung painting na yun, nakaupo sa lahat ng mga magagaling nandun. Sina Plato, lahat ng mga magagaling nung time na yun. Tapos may isang nag-aaral na na parang artist in the corner. Yun yung ginamit nilang part ng user illusions.
Cool.
Na iniba nila ginawa nilang colored yung Diba, bata tayo, may ganung pagkalokohan na pag binaliktad mo,
Tapos
may
itapat
mukha.
sa mirror para buo siya.
Para buo siya.
Yeah.
Hindi, yun yung 666 ng Metallica.
Din!
Yun
Diba?
din ba?
Half devil siya. May mirror mo yun para mag-mirror image.
Ganun ba yun?
Yeah.
Talaga? I don't know. Kasi I don't know if the artists back then put that into
I doubt it though.
kung talagang kinalkula nila yun.
Yeah.
Hindi natin alam. Diba? So, okay. Balik sa points. Back to the... Meanwhile, on the turtle front, so let's go retrospective. Your first, do you remember? I've shared my first experience with the turtles. What on you now? Lead us back to that time where you first got introduced to the turtles and how it affected your life. Kamputa, lalim ah.
Well, at the time, everybody in my year level was talking about it. Even before the first episode, so.
Diba?
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah, there was a buzz.
There was a buzz.
There was a buzz.
It wasn't showing here
Yeah.
yet locally. Again, 1 year delay. Pero alam na natin eh.
Yeah.
Diba? There's merchandise na umaabot na.
Yeah.
May mga nakikita ka ng shirt na, hey, that looks
And
good.
when it finally started here, showing, it was already given that Michelangelo was the coolest. So obviously it came from the Western world. This is the main guy. Got to those probably that were able to go to the States or had relatives.
Yeah.
Sending them stuff or telling them stories.
I was lucky because I remember one birthday of mine. We were coming off the Transformer. At this time, Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
Toys. Diba dati may mga
Yeah.
Ethan Spengler tayo kaya. My cousin from the States, no, not from the States, from Singapore, si Pinggoy. I
Yeah.
love him dearly. This was the time they migrated to Singapore. Pero he would come home every Christmas or basta umuwi siya and I love him. Shout out Ping. What up? Dude, he comes home isang balik. May regalo siyang Ninja Turtles na, Raphael. As in,
Cool.
I ang alam ko pa, Ghostbusters, because we were
Yeah.
on Channel 2,
Yep.
Friday evenings. It was
7
still,
to 8.
exactly,
7, yeah.
it was still the Ghostbusters,
Yeah.
and I forget what was running after it.
Yeah, before
Basta,
TMNT.
Before TMNT,
Yeah.
that was the, before
that was
they
a
became,
combo eh.
yun yung
Yeah.
may ka-combo siya na
Yeah.
iba eh, di ba? So tapos, and then, I get this, what the hell is this? Where's my Aegon or Slimer or whatever the fuck I wanted at the time? And then it comes home with it, and I'm like, whoa, ninja stars. May sigh. May wrist articulation. Di ba? Nung tayo na yun, big deal yun. Sa'yo, ano yung first playmate? And by playmate, I mean yung laruan na playmate experience.
My first was, I traded another toy for it. I think it was a small Macros.
Sure ka di mo yung overnight na hindi binalik mo, ha? Yung naka-box pa to, ha?
Here's the deal, So I traded worn down small Valkyrie for Michelangelo that
Define small. Yung 1:2, yung mga ganyan.
siguro slightly bigger than the Ninja Turtle. Kasi
Ay, maliit na
pino-compare ko siya,
version.
yeah.
Okay. Kasi yung medyo mas malaki, lugi ka doon sa trade
Lugi
na
ako
yun.
doon.
Mahal yun.
Pero
Mahal.
this one kasi, and mine was pretty beat down, but Michelangelo didn't have
I'm sure it's pretty
one
beat
hand.
down. Ano na?
Michelangelo didn't have one hand.
So
So wala siya forearm and one hand.
kasi 'di ba yun ang unang bumibigay palagi, yung wrist articulation, sorry, di nga wrist eh. Yung forearm articulation na rin unang bumibigay sa
Yeah.
lecheng laruan na yun eh.
Nasabihan na ako ng parents ko na matagal yung susunod na bibigay na laruan sa akin eh.
Kasi
So,
dahil
wala
nakamakros
lang, yung
ka.
ano lang. Siguro may kakabigay lang recently, gano'n. So, I really didn't have a choice. I needed to have one. My second one was sometime after that already. Sabay eh. Turtle Blimp.
Agad?
A Turtle Blimp and a
Iba
Metal
talaga
Head.
pag only kid.
After some time na may
Pag
Metal Head
only
na
kid
eh.
talaga, kaya lahat eh. Yung problema pag marami. Kasi kami, we're like
Not two
three.
people, howdy!
Howdy! We're like 3 boys, so talaga, it has to trickle down. Diba kailangan, hindi pwedeng, boom, turtle blimp. Sarap, no? So your first, technically, purchased turtle toy was a turtle blimp.
Yeah, and Metal
That's
Head.
not, and metal. Oh,
Yeah.
man, we'll get into Metalhead a little bit later. I have
Kasi
so
you're
much
like,
love.
Ninja Turtle na robot. You're like, damn, right?
Yeah. Speaking of Metalhead, I did this art on my DeviantArt page. Check that out. Ang ginawa ko, I call it, Metalhead 2.0.
Nice.
Kasi diba, in the original series, si Metalhead, siya, same size as the Turtles, diba?
Yes. Yeah.
Dun sa bago, the one in Nickelodeon right now, which I'm also still watching, I love it, amazing. Mas maliit siya. He became like a utility droid. Like an R2D2 size. Pero, turtle na, pero sobrang daming gamit, baril, whatever. So in this drawing, I made it Metalhead 2.0. Sobrang laki naman niya. As in, mall size. As in,
Nice.
Wildcat small size.
Wildcat, yeah.
Na ganon. Look it up.
Cool,
I'll
cool.
probably post it
Cool.
when we do this, When we do this, before I release this podcast. Anyway. Pero, eventually, nabuo mo naman sana yung apat.
No, I never did.
Talaga?
I never did. Oh.
Shit. Kasi,
Diversified na tayo dun.
ang split nun dati, it was me, Rafael, tapos si Gabe Leonardo. Pero eventually, ako bumili ng Michelangelo, tapos siya yung bumili ng Donatello. But then, si Pingoy kasi either, when we used to play as kids, he was either Michelangelo or Donnie kasi siya yung meron ng dalawa. Kompleto si Pingoy nung
Nice.
lineup din ng dati. So anyway, yun yung doon, pare. So kami, kumpleto talaga. Hanggang Ace the Duck, lahat talaga nabili. Pero after that, did you ever, any other memories of buying other figures?
Not anymore, but I bought a lot of the slime that had one of the
Ooze.
glow-in-the-dark, the ooze, had one of glow-in-the-dark turtle inside.
We had those too.
Hindi cool yung slime na yun,
Natutuyo.
Hindi, no, I mean, dapat ooze ang sinabi ko right off the bat.
Kasi slime is,
That's a,
tama naman yung slime, ganun, ectoplasm
oh,
kasi.
pareho kasi. Diba?
Pareho.
Yung,
It's the same
yung material.
shit. Which up to now, I
Color lang.
still enjoy that look.
Yeah, it's cool.
Ang problema lang, I found, natutuyo yun.
That's the problem kasi messy siya eh.
Messy siya. And that's the point. That's the point of
It's
it.
probably toxic also to some extent.
Oh. You're selling our kids sludge! Which we would pay like 80 pesos for that thing, man.
Yeah.
Diba? Nung time na yun, 80 pesos. Ang turtles nun, para lang may context kayo, nasa 150.
Yep.
Tapos yung sludge, naki-sludge tuloy ako. Yung ooze
Transformers naman yan.
Pero hindi yun yung sludge yun na Dinobot.
Yeah.
Na binili mo recently sa Comic Con. But that's a different story. Anyway, akala ko all this time, madam, hardcore ka rin sa Turtles.
Hardcore ako, pero I didn't have a
Hindi,
lot of
kine-question ko
toys.
yung pagka-hardcore mo, bro.
I bought a lot of ooze.
Shows what a sick fuck you are at an early
Honestly,
age.
wait a minute.
Meron pa yan. Posible.
Recently, I bought a Michelangelo movie edition off of
The latest one?
Out of the Shadows.
Oh, yun naman pa.
And I also bought a Mystic Leonardo.
Ano yun?
And Leonardo in a brown cape, essentially. Not
Ano mold to? Yung Playmates mold? Kasi I've seen those released in ano.
This was like siguro mga at most 2.5 years ago released. Not that
Hindi
far.
Out of the Shadows yun.
Hindi, si Michelangelo lang. Yeah.
Okay. Kasi ako, I up to now, I'm kicking myself in the butt for, kasi they re-released it. I think it's under Mattel naman ngayon.
Yeah.
Complete articulation talaga na maganda. And yung na itsura nila yung
Nice.
80s.
Yeah.
I bought all of the Turtles, but then, kasi late din nila rin nirelease eh. They released Bebop and Rocksteady like what? A year, 2 years ago, na medyo nag-shift na ako back to Marvel Legends, kaya parang ayoko na simulan ulit yung Turtles, but
I've been pestering you about the playsets, diba? Even the old playsets.
Oh wait, that was look, you guys looked that up. How fun!
When I get some extra cash.
Jones has this trip na ako din meron din ganun, pero sa kanya mas maganda. He goes on a retro trip with like 80s toy commercials on YouTube. It's all there to everyone who wants to get like a nostalgic feel. Diba?
Total nostalgia, man.
And we even previewed the newer ones na talagang ang layo nung playability ngayon dun sa dati. Dati parang may isa dun. May mga function siya na mga breakable walls. So parang what the hell? Masaya na yun nung panahon na yun. Pare, solid na yun. So, okay. How about Turtle media? Ikaw, saan ka pinaka na-expose sa kanya? Is it the movies? Cartoons? Did you drop off at some point watching it?
Well, the cartoons are legendary, definitely.
When you say
the original run,
80s.
Original run.
Have you tried rewatching it?
No, not yet. Kasi medyo grainy eh, pag pinapalabas sa TV.
Hanggang walang
Medyo
magandang
grainy.
kopya talaga.
Yeah.
Grainy talaga pa.
Yeah.
Kamay pa yun. Remember, this is the era of kinakamay pa. Hand-drawn.
Animation.
Cell by cell.
Well, the movies were something else. Kasi the hype behind that, the buzz, was crazy.
Crazy.
You could not watch it at the time.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, the first two, we were watching a bit of this earlier. Something about the third also, where they were dropping off of popularity.
Oh,
already.
90s.
But still,
90s
I still have fond memories of watching that.
Oh. Did you watch the 2002 cartoon?
Yes, I did.
Ganda nun.
And I was pretty happy because my dad actually got it. He got the copy. And
ito yung medyo 90 ang itsura nila, yung wala nang mga white na yung mga mata, wala yung eyeball.
Yeah.
That's another thing that we got.
It had a solid story. So definitely no complaints about it. And I was just happy that it was mainstream again. Really mainstream. Yeah.
Pretty mainstream again.
Because you were asking earlier, yes, I did drop off.
Oh, yeah. Everyone naman.
Probably,
Well,
their last season, hindi ko na rin pinanood, watching other stuff, doing other things. Wala,
was
may
also
shelf
that,
life lahat eh.
that's importance niya. But then, deep at your core, you will support whatever Turtles comes out.
Yeah.
Diba? There were some points in time na parang, like, as you said kanina, Turtles 3, the movie, was kind of really pushing it. You still entertained, but at the same time, alam mong medyo, parang hindi na ata para sa akin to at this point in time. But then, pun intended with the time. But I rewatched it recent. I was telling you also that sa akin at least one or two or 1 and 2 once a year may it's one of those New Year movies for me na, uy,
Nice.
di ko pa pala
Well,
napapanood.
that's actually cool. Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean when I don't know
Yeah,
if you
yeah.
have those
Yeah.
New Year
Definitely have
movies,
those, yeah.
diba? Na parang in your mind, you know that you should watch this movie at least once a year.
Yeah.
So when that time comes, it's like,
Something na solid sa'yo.
oh, na ano nga ba
Diba?
hindi ko pa napapanood.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those for me.
Yeah.
It's either that, Star Wars,
Yep.
or specifically Empire and Jedi. But then Dark Knight, Batman Begins, Dark Knight. Hindi ko pwedeng panoorin. Kaya kong ipigil, hindi ituloy sa Rises, pero kailangan pag Begins, automatic kailangan may Dark Knight. I don't know.
Damn.
But that's me. Ikaw, may mga ganun ka bang mga movies?
Yeah. 2 years ago, I did a Star Wars run for Christmas time. That was
Nice.
fun.
When you say run 1 to 6.
1 to 6.
Wow! Wow.
Rekta.
Di ko
Tapos
na kaya,
wala
di
pang
ko na
English
kaya.
doon.
Ha?
I had Spanish
Tama!
and Japanese,
Naalala ko yun.
copies.
Naalala ko yun. And for the longest time, you were borrowing the DVDs from me.
Yeah, just
What's the
hearing
Spanish?
R2D2 being called Ardos throughout the film was really trippy. Ardos!
Ardos! Para kung ano yun mo, Ardos. Diba?
Ardos!
Oh, man.
Yeah, the Japanese one was weirder.
Okay, so, wait, balik tayo. Answer the question. So okay. Sa movies na lang pala. Let's make it easier. So, we both agree. So, before we leave the, sorry, ang gulo. Before we leave the TV aspect of it, have you seen itong bagong Nickelodeon na cartoon?
Yes.
Ang ganda.
And
I love
sasabihin
it.
ko na, I love the concept of the Dream Beavers.
Oh!
Diba?
Oh! Acid trip.
Ganun eh. Yeah.
It's kind of deep, dark, and fucking
Yeah. Parang
crazy.
the second coming of sila Genghis Frog.
Meron na. Nabutan mo ba?
Nope, no, I didn't see
Meron
that.
na.
That's
Nandun na
cool.
sila. Nandun na. And
Nice.
I stopped with this season. I think Triceratons na. Season 4.
Nice.
Triceratons.
Kasi may
Meron
medyo bumibenta yung toy line yata.
Yeah. Ganda naman kasi. Ang galing. Kasi, okay, unlike back in the 80s, ngayon, the toys look like their cartoon counterparts.
Yes.
As in, it's
Yeah.
like they use the 3D models of those things and send to, alam mo yun, may form.
Yeah, that was strong.
Okay
yeah.
na.
Yeah, how they do things now with that.
Sa akin, to those of you not watching that show, watch it. Ako, I would recommend this episode. I've probably seen it mga 10 times.
Nice.
Because one, of course, it's rap-centric, which I love. And two, yung comedy, grabe. It's called The Cockroach Terminator. I don't know if you've seen that. Pare. I love it.
Yeah, I
love
think
it.
that what they've done with this series, it should be bigger than it is now. It's just that, of course, the market's saturated. There's so many things kids can watch.
Yeah.
And let's face it, they dictate a lot of the buying strength.
Oh.
So, with that, what about the next series that they had after the initial run? You remember that?
Which one? After the
Yung-
80s, you mean?
Yeah, after the 80s, yung before
Next
the
Mutation?
TMNT. Yeah.
Next
Because
Mutation.
I actually watched a couple of episodes, but it
Sama.
didn't really stick with me.
Yeah, sama.
Yeah.
Although, this is something that I personally am on the fence with. Di ba ito yung may Venus de Milo?
Mm.
Na yung babaeng turtle?
Mm.
I mean, a huge part of me wants to hate it for not being... The purest part of me is like, ayoko, but at the same time, I'm challenged to like it or to draw her because I draw a
Yeah.
lot of turtles. I love drawing the turtles.
Yeah.
I'm actually thinking about... I'm
You are a
in the
turtle.
process of writing something
Yeah.
turtles or whatever it is. But sa akin, and a big part of me is like, especially after reviewing material for this podcast, yun nga, yung Next Mutation. Yun, di ba? Yung live din. Is this what you're talking about?
Live?
Meron, Next Mutation.
No, the cartoon.
After what?
After the original run.
2002 na, yung sunod.
Okay, so around that time, yeah.
Yun na yun. Yun na yung
Yeah.
napanood mo na maganda din na
Oh,
5 seasons
yeah.
yan.
In
Tapos-
space, a lot in space, diba?
4th and 5th season in space. Ito din, pati ngayon,
Yeah,
nag-space na
ngayon
rin
sa
sila
space.
eh.
eh.
Kasi a lot of their story also is a lot of Star Wars too.
Yeah.
You get, well, Krang, ibang dimension, but then you
Yeah.
can call that also space.
But I honestly only really enjoy them dun sa street level stuff nila.
Ako din.
Wala, just call it preference na.
No,
lang.
but then, okay, being a turtle lover my whole life, yun yung napansin ko. Yung street level nila, there are only so many stories you could tell.
Yeah, yeah.
Diba?
Yeah.
Kasi, itong Nick cartoon that's running now, street level sila hanggang season 3, pare, season 4.
Yeah.
Na talaga ikaw yung medyo nagiginang stale. Kailangan mo na maglagay ng ibang element. Which is part,
I feel that, yeah.
which is part of their mythos since time immemorial anyway. We had neutrinos back in the 80s. Yung talagang aabot sila dun eh. Kumbaga yun yung safety net nila.
Yeah.
Diyan nalalabas yung mga turtles na naka-ano mga costume,
Yeah.
di ba? I don't know. So it kind of works. But I get you though. I get the street level. Ganun lang dapat.
I have a question for you now. Another medium lang. We won't go into the second run of the comics much really. But the video games.
Yun, sa pa yun. Naalala mo yung suntukan na game?
Yeah. 5 yata yun eh. I think Ninja Turtles 5.
Sorry, your question.
Double Dragon 5 yata yun.
Your question was?
Okay. Which ones did you have and play religiously?
Video games?
Yeah.
Well, I had yung sa Famicom yung kanina, yung the one we were watching.
Yeah.
Sorry, you guys
Same
didn't see that. But then the one with the Zelda map looking thing, and then tapos pumapasok ka sa stages.
Yeah.
I had that.
Yeah.
I mean, growing up kasi sa amin, and I'm sure anyone who's had, kasi itong si Jones medyo solo niya yun eh. Ako kasi meron akong pala yung
Definitely
kalaro.
not.
So I can't play one player games. Back in the day, it was a one player game.
Yes.
So our rule was every time mag-change ng turtle, change player.
Yeah.
So I didn't really get to finish it.
And like
that
games at
way.
the time, diba? Although you could pick any one of them, more or less pareho sila eh.
Ano more or less pareho sila?
The strengths, diba?
Yeah. Tsaka yung water stage, naalala mo yun?
Yeah.
Malulunod yung, naalala ko may time limit yung hininga mo.
Yep.
Diba?
I hated
this is
that.
what I wanted to ask you kanina. When you switch turtles ba, fresh ba yung hininga? Hindi ko maalala eh. Hindi na ata eh.
Hindi.
Kung ano yung hininga mo, kahit mag-switch ka ng turtle, yun pa rin eh, diba? Because I remember, diba, he will drown. As in, you will see him drowning pag hindi mo magawa. And then, yung fighting na turtles. Tsaka yung, may isa pa sa Famicom eh. Side-scroller din.
Yeah.
Tapos yung may isang stage doon yung maraming shredder na pag kinulpe mo natatanggal yung helmet tapos fake pala. Yun.
Yep.
Also had that. And yung fighting na turtles, the one with sina...
I wanna remember that.
Yeah, I'll show you later. Hindi mo nalala yun?
Double Dragon 5 pala yung 5 eh. So, it's something else. I had a Game Boy one. I think the second Game Boy one. That was pretty good. I played that to death. Apparently there were a lot more that they were showing that I didn't know about, honestly.
Ako din, may mga iba hindi ko alam. Kasi like, again, the arcade games, they showed arcade games that 4 players, diba? Kung ikaw naman talaga kayo, barkada, nandun kayo, puta.
That's the fun
that
stuff.
That would have been fun, yeah. I didn't grow up in the arcade. I mean, I went to arcades, but not as religiously, apparently, as some of my other friends that talagang grew up next to one, and yun ang ginugulpi talaga nila. With their safe bow. Yeah. Exactly. Ikaw, ano pa? Ano pa video games na ano mo?
Yun, those two lang, actually.
Those two lang. Yeah. Ito, okay. So let's get into
But it was an important medium. For them
to
make a heavy presence.
I was pointing out to you nga kanina na technically, the console age was not their limelight. It was the limelight of Super Mario, Galaga, and whatnot.
Nagulat ako eh. They were lumped in together with Zelda and Mario. And
kasi, nakasali sila dun eh. They got into again, the genius of these two guys. Who, okay, what really makes them amazing is the fact that they did it outside the publishing house world. You know what I mean? They didn't do it under a banner of Marvel or DC, which I think eventually may mga properties din si Marvel ang nag-handle, but then it's creator owned. It's like it was Image before Image. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Before you started owning your own IPs. Sila, kanila na yung apat na yun forever, and that world, and that dimension, so to speak, is forever theirs, diba? Ito. Next one, bro. Next question. And let's also end on this. Given na hindi natutuloy that they will be discontinuing the Turtle movies, diba? It was recently announced and we covered it in the news. What direction would you, if you were Eastman or Laird, where would you take the Turtles next?
From what we've seen for the other franchises, it's easy to reboot nowadays.
Okay.
With Spider-Man, diba?
Uh,
I see them doing something like this. Maybe a bit longer though than the turnaround sa Spider-Man. Maybe like 6 years.
Longer?
Yeah, maybe longer.
So wala tayong Turtles ng 6 years sa'yo?
Tansya ko.
Talaga?
Tansya ko. Oh.
Ouch.
Kasi I think jogging itong sa Out of the Shadows. The last one kasi, everyone had high hopes for it. It's still a conundrum to me.
Why it wasn't cool? I love, and we've talked about that extensively in the other
This last
episodes.
summer really produced a lot of that. No, maybe piracy, maybe apathy, general apathy. I don't know.
I don't think there's that piracy problem anymore, especially in a world where we get to watch it before they do.
Yeah.
In the States, it's always released internationally nowadays.
Yeah.
Wherein back in the day, 3 months late, di ba?
Yeah, pero internationally kasi, bomb pa rin siya. But
Weird, no?
Weird.
I don't get it.
I could understand some of the supposed bombs last summer.
Yeah, me too.
But this one was supposed to be a big hit. And after watching it, it was reaffirmed. It was good through and through. The turtle van, everything, man.
Oh, di ba? Pati yung turtle van,
yeah.
it was like souped up into like turtle truck na nga ang tawag
Yeah.
sa kanya because it was like a truck and a garbage truck na may weapons and whatnot.
Yeah.
I loved it. I don't know,
And
but
chucks sa wheels and stuff.
sayang
But- if they do reboot it, and I've been thinking about this,
5 years sa'yo.
yeah.
I was thinking more 3. Because
You think
personal,
so?
no, personal bias. Pero
Well, sana. Yun, sana eh. But, what angle are they gonna take it? Kasi the first and second movies were different in tone and a lot of things.
What do you mean, the first and second of this new batch?
Of this new batch.
Pareho lang.
Hindi, diba? Ginawang mas hindi monster yung itsura ng Turtles. They brought in a lot of the familiar villains, diba? They injected a lot more humor. Thank you,
Yeah.
Arrow, for that, no?
Yeah, he worked. I mean,
yeah.
people said his performance was drum. Like, fuck you, that's Stephen Amell.
That's nowhere close to being correct.
Oh,
He did a
diba?
good job.
He did a good job. Initially, and I'm a big Casey Jones fan. I really am. I'm a big fan of yung hot, iba, yung talagang athletic, big guy, whatever, long hair. Na hindi corrections officer, na, as in street brawler lang.
Yeah.
Pero ito medyo on the side of the law type. He pulled it off seamlessly for me.
Yeah.
Sobrang okay sa
Galing,
akin.
yeah. A different Casey Jones, but sometimes being different works.
Exactly,
Diba?
and it worked
this
for
time
him.
it worked, yeah.
Honestly, he's also playing a different kind of Arrow. That's not how Ollie looks like in the comics.
Yes.
But then
yeah.
he pulls it off because he's Stephen Amell, and
Yeah.
I'm a big fan, and I buy into his whole. I know about things.
When I was talking to my wife now when you were watching it, sabi ko nga, you forget it's him. You don't see Arrow.
You don't see Arrow.
Yeah.
I didn't see Arrow.
And that's very difficult since we're fans
Yeah.
of that as well, yeah.
Para maloko tayo na, uy, ibang karakter nga, oh.
Yeah.
To the point na, yeah, I have the mask that I always wear at cons. Because I'm such a big fan, and only to find out that it's not gonna fly. I'm like, okay. But in the comics, have you read yun? Have you read any Ninja Turtle comics of late?
No.
Oh, man.
Probably browse through a couple of
I have to
issues
put you
before.
up to speed. Alam mo ba, I think it was in issue 48 of last year or 2 years ago. Pinatay nila si Donatello.
Yeah, I heard about that.
That made me cry.
Yeah.
As in, literally, cry. As in, ang pumatay sa kanya, Bebop Rocksteady.
Honestly, when that came out, I was a bit apathetic about it.
Hmm?
Kasi ang dami ng
Para,
pinapatay eh.
yeah.
Si Archie, si Spider-Man, Captain America.
Wolverine.
Spoilers na lang sa lahat, no? Pero
Pinatay na nila yon.
yeah, it became a go-to play.
Yeah, but I thought so. Coming into it, I had the same, what do you call this? Hindrances.
Yeah.
Same arte na I didn't want to partake in this shit.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, the bigger voice of the fanboy in me just had to know how it goes down.
Yeah.
And it goes down really well. As in, ang umupak, Bebop at si Rocksteady.
Yeah.
Na talagang
Semi-lovable pa sila at some...
and the way they're drawn is like
Yeah.
in the cartoon. So the person coming up with the story was very aware na ito ang mga fans na magbabasa nito, di ba?
Awesome.
Talagang ganun yung itsura. And there was even there was this one hurtful turning point in that comic where they're like, do we just beat him like we always do? No, parang no, be let's take it to the next level. Let's pinatay siya. Oh!
Not kiddie.
Ganon talaga.
Yeah.
As in, ginugulpi nila mag-isa. Si Donatello silang dalawa.
Not kidding.
Na talagang tinapakan, as in, may mga scenes tinatapakan. And I think the one that really broke his shell was his own bow.
Whoa.
Pinanghampas sa kanya. Oh, malupit! And the final scene was like, Splinter on him, all bloody, crying with all the turtles. Tapos iba-iba yung expressions. Si Raph was a bit detached.
Yeah.
In the background, na parang ayaw patagapin, pero makita the way it's drawn, talagang, whoa! It worked. But after that, it kind of sucked. Kasi binuhay siya, ginawa siyang cyborg ata or some shit. May gano'n. It got weird again.
Yeah, that's the problem
That's
with
the
those
problem.
things,
Exactly. Pero sa akin kasi, the moment of impact is kind of important how they,
when it's done
how
well,
they pull it off, you know. How the Jason Todd dies in Batman's arms, or how Superman is in Lois's arms with a flag, with a Superman cape like a flag after the Doomsday.
Exactly.
Diba? Yeah,
Exactly.
it's when it happens for me. Pero after that kasi, with time and experience reading these things, medyo yung tapos alanganin. Diba? Parang, Reign of the Super, talaga, 4 na comics pagkatapos ng magbasa
We're just trying to make money off of me.
Exactly eh. Oh, papaloko ako up to a point.
Yeah.
Speaking of point, we've come to that point where we will end this
Howdy!
Ninja Turtle special. Howdy! Again, thank you so much for listening, pare. Thank you so much for following the page. Keep on liking the page. And you know what? A lot of you guys are out there who are listening to this. You have your own way of listening to it. Share it with your friends. A lot of people have come up and asked me, "What's a podcast? What do you guys really do?" It's basically a podcast. It's basically a talk show where we talk about stuff and you just listen. When to listen to it, it's up to you. Ako, I equate it with, where do you watch your news? Where do you listen to your music? If it's in your car, good. If it's in your banyo while you're taking a crap, then pwede rin yun. Or nag-shower, maraming mga kanya-kanyang arte and whatnot. So, tell your friends to listen to the show. Help us out by liking and subscribing so we know we're on the right track when whatever we do and what we're doing is entertaining to you guys. Signing off is me, El Fajardo, and he is
Jong Dizon.
Howdy! Adios, guys, and thanks for listening. Bye-bye. Tapos.